Hello everyone, how are you doing? Hopefully the new year has been good to you so far. I'm doing alright. I always feel hopeful at the beginning of a new year, even though life is just a continuous stream of days. I mean, what really is the difference between December 31st and January 1st? Regardless, I'm optimistic and I hope to have a good 2025. Now let's get into Naruto. The mood is somber as Guy prepares to take Sasuke home to the village while Naruto and Jiraiya go in search of Tsunade. Guy is impressed by our boy's determination and wants to give him a gift, something that made Lee stronger. And it's that green onesie that the pair of them love so much. Why does he just have a kid-sized one on him? Is that just in case he happens to come across a gifted and impressive youth? Naruto is super excited. I bet he hasn't received many gifts in his life or been actively included in a group in this way. Guy is kind of giving him a gold star and inviting him into the club. Jiraiya thinks it's goofy, but I think it's sweet. Guy is just growing on me more and more. Naruto wants some answers from Jiraiya, and he explains that the Akatsuki want the nine-tailed fox, though he doesn't know for what exactly. Naruto refers to the fox as a vicious monster. They talk about how horrible it is, and I feel bad for Naruto. All that evil and badness is a part of him.
But that is your fate. Not to worry, though. After all, you will have me around.
Oh, well, I'll just have to hurry up and get stronger. No other choice. Let's find the Tsunade woman you're talking about so she can fix up Sasuke and we get down to some serious training.
Oh, sweetheart, I really do admire Naruto's positive attitude, his ability to focus on what he can do instead of how dire the situation is. I also appreciated Jiraiya's commitment to protecting him. Tsunade and her suitcase of money visit a gambling house to convert all the money into chips, which does not seem like a good decision. They really prolong her face reveal and her famous nickname, the legendary sucker, which is truly an unfortunate name to have earned. She is beautiful, and Jiraiya reveals that she uses a jutsu to make her appear like she's in her 20s when she's really 50. So two of the three Sannin have a thing for being youthful.
The word on the wind I hear of late is she started transforming on the fly, going from her teens to her 30s or 40s, all so she can cut out on any moneylenders she's in too deep with.
Using jutsu to avoid gambling debts is not something I anticipated, but it amuses me. It's time for training and Naruto wants to put on his new outfit, but Jiraiya refuses. He's such a spoiled sport, let the kid have fun. It doesn't matter if it looks a bit goofy, especially when you're not even in your hometown. Is anyone familiar with Dr. Seuss's The Lorax? The onesie reminds me of a Tsunade from the story. I don't know how you pronounce it, Thneed, but these garments look similar. I used to read that story to my niece all the time. The pair come to a town in the middle of a festival and Jiraiya tells Naruto to go and enjoy himself. I do think it's important to let loose from time to time, so that's fun. Naruto holds up his savings and he's quite excited. Jiraiya decides to hold on to his wallet for safekeeping, and I hope he's not about to rob this 13-year-old. Naruto does what I do in these kind of situations and gets a little bit of a lot of things. And of course, he eventually finds Jiraiya spending all of his money on women and alcohol. He really isn't bothered to be a good role model for this young Genin. And of course, Naruto is very angry. He even got squid for Jiraiya too. Jiraiya reveals a new jutsu that seems to spin unlike push chakra. The plan is for Naruto to learn how to use this technique too, and so they begin training using water balloons. Naruto is supposed to use a steady stream of chakra to spin the water in the balloon until it bursts. It's not as easy as he anticipated, and so Jiraiya gives him a little more help. He explains that this technique comes straight from the 4th Hokage and is the second most difficult to learn. And now, I just want to know what's the first most difficult to learn. Naruto gets all inspired to keep practicing, and Jiraiya heads back to continue researching and proves that he too is a sucker.
Buy us dinner, we'll stamp your card. When the card's full, we'll tell you everything.
Woohoo! Sounds like fun! What's your name, sweetie?
Dinner first.
It's a good thing he's rich. Naruto has one of those moments when he's watching something random that then sparks an idea. A house moment. He figures out that to make the balloon explode, you've got to make the water move in a bunch of different directions. So they move on to stage 2 of the training, and he now has to make a plastic ball explode, which is a lot harder. As Jiraiya is about to return to his research, Naruto asks him to stay and help him.
I said I'd be your teacher, not your father or your best friend. I'm not here to hold your hand. You have to do this by yourself, or not at all. Stop being a child and learn how to stand on your own 2 feet like a shinobi.
Being a shinobi sure has a lot of downsides to it, hey? It would have been nice for Jiraiya to stay for a bit, but he probably wants Naruto to become strong and self-sufficient, get his mind working. Naruto asks him again in a different way, and he basically says he'll stay if Naruto pays him. This after he's spent all of the boy's money. Days pass and he tries and tries, failing to burst the ball. It's a master level technique, so it makes sense that it'd be tough. I do wonder why Jiraiya decided to go right to the top straight away. He sends Naruto into town for some lunch, and while he's there he witnesses a sweet moment between a father and son sharing an ice lolly. He really yearns for that kind of connection. I kinda know how Naruto feels. For most of my life, my dad has worked in a different country, and it's basically out of necessity for various reasons. We're not like estranged or no contact or anything like that, but whenever I see a father and daughter that are really close, it squeezes my heart a bit. I'm really close with my mom though. When Naruto gets back, he once again asks Jiraiya to stick around. The older man repeats what he said before. You've got to learn this on your own.
Oh, sure, of course. Don't worry about me. I understand. Forget about it. I was just asking, that's all. Go on and do whatever you have to do, pervy sage.
Oh man, the poor boy is just lonely. He's had to figure out just about everything on his own, with no one cheering him on or even just keeping him company.
No, you did that? I don't think I believe you.
Hey, it's true! Jiraiya is no liar!
What a cringe man Jiraiya is. The passage of time is shown by the phases of the moon, and I really like that. The intense pain and seeming futility of the task at hand gets to Naruto, and he has a moment of hopelessness, on the verge of giving up. It's so difficult and hurts so much, but this is Naruto Uzumaki, and giving up is not in his dictionary. So he gets to his feet and gives it another go, pushing through the pain to funnel as much chakra through his palm as he can. And he finally makes some progress. He doesn't explode it, but he does pop it, and that's good. And Pervy Sage appears with that 2-person lolly and tells him, "Good job, you figured it out on your own." And he gets his moment with the ice lollies. This show really does have a way of pulling at my heartstrings. I wonder what flavor those lollies are. We see Sasuke in hospital and Sakura dutifully sitting at his side. The Tsukiyomi must deal some serious damage for him to still be unconscious. Must be psychological damage, right? I'm assuming Kakashi is not doing so well either. Orochimaru is suffering greatly from the pain in his arms and kills the man that was just trying to help him. Kabuto comes in and gives a report on a person Orochimaru is looking for.
I see. Lest you forget, your opponent's one of the legendary Sannin. This isn't going to be easy.
The best medicines are always bitter.
So it must be Tsunade that they're looking for. She's a great healer and so probably the only one who could help him. And also the only one who could help Sasuke and Kakashi. So she's very in demand right now. So does all this mean we're going to have a Sannin reunion sometime soon? I hope so. In the meantime, Naruto's training continues.
Now listen, Naruto. From now on, When you're storing up power in your right hand, make sure that you concentrate only on that mark.
I appreciate the effort that goes into fleshing out this power system and explaining it in simple terms. Naruto continues to practice, Jiraiya looks for Tsunade, and Orochimaru and Kabuto set off. I almost feel bad for how much pain Orochimaru is in, but then I remind myself of the horrible things that he's done, and I don't feel so bad. Like he just killed that nurse guy for no reason. Tsunade hits a 777 lucky streak, and that causes her to be very suspicious, and so she wants to leave this town with her friend, or assistant, or maybe student, and her pig. I haven't mentioned the pig so far because I feel no particular way about it, but I find it funny that it says oink. Like it doesn't make pig sounds but says oink, the word oink. Kabuto reveals that he used to be in the medical corps, which makes sense because he healed Hinata that time and made medicine for Orochimaru. Tsunade came up with a revolutionary idea that there should be one medical personnel in each squad. Orochimaru says that she came up with that idea by witnessing lots and lots of death. Life of a shinobi, am I right? While Naruto is attempting to concentrate, we get a flashback of him, Shikamaru, Choji, and Kiba being scolded by Iruka-sensei for not paying attention in class. It would be these four, wouldn't it? And two of them ended up in the same team. I wonder how much time Asuma spends just scolding them. Sensei explains the value of concentrating all your power to a single point, a leaf on your forehead for example. But they're a bunch of brats, and they don't listen. And now Naruto sees the value of what Iruka was trying to teach him. He summons up all of his concentration, and this time he doesn't pop the ball, but he explodes it, sending himself flying and skidding through the ground. And while he's keen to move on to stage 3, it's finally time to actually find Tsunade. It's been 3 episodes of just talking about it, and she just can't shake this bad feeling she's got. Clearly, she's got good instincts because her former teammate bursts through the historical castle they were just admiring on a giant snake. Like, why did he need to destroy the castle? It's a cultural landmark. He just has to be the villain in everything he does. Jiraiya explains that the third step in Naruto's training is basically controlling and maintaining the whirlwind of chakra.
So this stage is about keeping up the power and rotation that I learned, only this time without letting him pop open a delicate balloon!
Well, you're starting to get the hang of this. Good.
Naruto attempts it, but as you can imagine, it's quite difficult. I thought he did quite well for a first attempt, but it's going to take a lot more before he figures it out, and he'll have to do it while they're walking because Tsunade. Jiraiya says it's not like she's going to bump into some old acquaintance and reminisce about the good old days, and he might be a touch psychic, but I don't think Orochimaru is feeling very nostalgic. Tsunade can tell something very bad is wrong with him, and when Kabuto asks her for help, she refuses, saying she hasn't treated anyone in years. What happened to cause that? For a great healer to stop treating people is a big deal. If it was me, I think I'd even feel guilty about all the people I could have helped but didn't. I sense tragedy in her past. She asks how he was injured and he tells her he got it while killing the Hokage, which greatly surprises me as he was her sensei as well, and I'm sure she cared for him greatly. I thought he was trying to get her on his side.
Impossible. Is this true?
Anything that has form must one day decay, even men. But I don't really need to tell you that now, do I? After all, you let the two most dear to you march off to their deaths.
My dude, you're asking her for a favor. Antagonizing her isn't going to get you anywhere. Would it kill him to humble himself a little? I suspected there was tragedy in her past, and yes, there was. Orochimaru continues to poke at her wounds, saying, "Oh, what a terrible way for them to die." Tsunade attacks him with poison needles, calling him scum, and Kabuto protects his master. She's much more skilled than I expected and holds a scalpel to Kabuto's throat. He has a blade to hers as well, but still, a draw with Kabuto is pretty good. Tsunade is furious and destroys a stone wall with a single punch. That's some intense strength.
Or shall I kill you where you stand?
She's strong. And terrifying. She must be single, no doubt.
It took me a second to realize he meant she's not in a relationship. I was like, she's not on her own, she's with Tsunade. But then it clicked. What an unnecessary observation with Kabuto. I think Orochimaru is starting to rub off on him. Tsunade is angry and in no mood to help. Kabuto tries to negotiate, but she doesn't want to hear it. She begins a countdown, and I'm wondering what they're going to do. Offer her money? Threaten a loved one? Make a bet?
I'm offering to bring your dear little brother and your beloved back to life with a forbidden jutsu that I have developed.
Oh, you sly snake, Orochimaru. That's why you brought up her past loved ones. Such a thing is extremely tempting, but don't do it, Tsunade. He's referring to that thing he did to the first two Hokage, and that requires a human sacrifice. But she is thinking about it. And Orochimaru must get his arms back somehow. Is this how it happens? This is not how things end for him. While this is going on, Jiraiya and Naruto are searching the town for Tsunade. Some random man tries to get our young hero to gamble, and I appreciated how uninterested he was. As a cosmic reward for his good morals, he wins money in the lotto. They want to get to high ground, so they're on their way to the castle, and then they notice it's gone because Orochimaru broke it, just for no reason. Thinking of her loved ones, Tsunade asks Orochimaru what he'll do once he has his arms back, and he's like, "You know me, I never lie. I'm going to grind the Leaf Village into dust." And you know, he really should have lied. That's her home. He's done so many horrible things. Why not tell a little white lie to end your intense suffering? If I was him, I would have said, "I'm going to start my own village, a sound one. You see this young man's headband? I've already started." Jiraiya and Naruto see some villagers fleeing from giant snake, and we all know who utilizes giant snakes. So now we're going to get a Sannin reunion. At least I hope that's what's going to happen. Orochimaru has a smug, arrogant expression on his face. Even though he desperately needs Tsunade's help, he just can't bring himself to ask nicely. And because she's clearly tempted by his offer, that just makes him more confident. But maybe if he used a little bit of honey in this moment, he might have been able to push her over the edge. I didn't expect her to not reject his offer right away. You know, the heroes are always so morally upstanding, like Shizune. Orochimaru knows her, and he knew how tempting his offer would be. To lose a sibling is terrible, and then to also lose the man she loved, who is Shizune's uncle. That's a lot of loss. Tsunade says the things you'd expect. They wouldn't want this. Don't dishonor them and yourself. And Tsunade doesn't say no.
I know. It's not easy. I know how tempting it must seem to you. But wake up, Lady Tsunade! Open your eyes!
Shut up, Shizune!
Tsunade's response is very human. How long has she lived without these two people? She looked quite young in the brief flashbacks we saw, but then it's hard to know when she started using this youth jutsu. Even when Kabuto reveals that Orochimaru's jutsu requires 2 human sacrifices, she doesn't shoot him down. A response that's clearly very surprising to Shizune, to me as well. Would one of the sacrifices have to be a child?
I see you haven't lost it yet, have you? Your fear of blood.
For For a healer and shinobi to be afraid of blood is surprising to say the least. I'm assuming it has something to do with the way her loved ones died, which means the way they died wasn't very good. It must have been a huge effort for Orochimaru to lift his arms like that just to confirm his suspicion, so he really will do anything just to be an asshole. He leaves with Kabuto, so no Sannin reunion for us, at least not yet. Not even between Tsunade and Jiraiya, as they arrive too late. They search and eventually find Tsunade by chance as she's getting drunk in a tavern. When Naruto sees her big boobs, he totally understands why Jiraiya was looking for her so intensely. Of course, he doesn't have the full picture, but it's clear what the boy thinks of his teacher. It's hard to tell what the vibe is between Jiraiya and Tsunade because she's obviously upset and he can sense that something's wrong, so he's like tiptoeing. She begins to shuffle and deal cards as they talk, further showing how much she likes to gamble. He straight up tells her they wanted to be the 5th Hokage, which is a shock to everyone. She reveals that Orochimaru told her he killed Hiruzen, and Naruto is shocked to hear that. Why is that information a secret? I know Naruto is only Genin, but shouldn't all the shinobi be aware of that regardless of rank? There should be wanted photos of Orochimaru displayed in all the offices so they all know what he looks like. Anyway, this makes Naruto very upset.
And oh yeah! What's the deal about her being the 5th Hokage?
Naruto, sit down and shut up.
Absolutely not!
Sit down!
I understand where he's coming from. The Hokage was important to him and he wants his killer punished. But he's being very rude, and shouting like this doesn't help anything. But I am surprised that he never asked the specifics of how the Hokage died, and that people don't know who killed him. Jiraiya and Tsunade continue with their card game, and I think his cards are better than hers, but guys, I have no idea. He asks her again to be the Hokage and she declines. Jiraiya comments that that's what she said the first and only time he asked her out. Now, I'm not sure if this implies he had feelings for her, like serious feelings, or he just asked her out because he's a guy who'd ask every woman he meets out. Maybe this is like a Sakura-Naruto dynamic? While I understand why Naruto is upset, I wish he wasn't here because he's being annoying and shouty and slowing down the scene.
She combines unrivaled skills as a warrior with the ability to heal others. She is the granddaughter of the very first Hokage, so in heritage and abilities, she is the clear and only choice to be the 5th Hokage. You see, it's all been very carefully thought out by the highest councils of the village. No offense, but it's not something an underage genin is expected to understand.
You tell him, Jiraiya. Naruto needs to learn that sometimes the best way to find out what you want to know is to listen. Tsunade sounds like an excellent candidate for Hokage when he lays it all out like that, but from what I can tell, she's spent the last couple of years accumulating debt across the land of fire, so that part is not ideal. But better than a perv? The death of her loved ones must have been really traumatic. I really want to know when all of that happened. How long has she been gone? What caused her to veer off the path she was on so dramatically? What was it about those deaths that made her spiral so completely? She gives quite a bitter speech on how sacrificing for the village is futile, that the 4th Hokage made a sucker's bet and died young. All the Hokage are dead, and the Leaf Village is still in danger. Does she really feel this way, or is it the combination of Orochimaru's offer and all that sake?
Playing at Hokage. Count me out, it's a fool's game.
I'm not gonna let her sit there and make fun of the old man! No way! I don't care if she is a lady! I'll knock that cynical sneer off her face!
I don't even know Tsunade, but I'm saddened. Of the 3 Sannin, you almost wouldn't expect Jiraiya to be the one who's really looking out for the Leaf Village. We know Sarutobi was hoping that Orochimaru would succeed him as Hokage, but now he wants to destroy the village. We just heard how awesome Tsunade was, and now she's talking shit about Hokages and sacrificing for the village, and she's been gone for who knows how long. And Jiraiya has spent the last 10 years tracking Orochimaru, because he knew what a risk he was to the village, and now he's back and committed to protecting Naruto. And he's searching for the next Hokage whilst correctly recognizing that he is not the right man for the job. And yes, I do recognize that Tsunade most likely doesn't truly mean what she said. Naruto gets very upset and tries to attack her. Foolish, foolish boy. Jiraiya holds him back and Tsunade feels like she needs to put this mouthy brat in his place. So they go outside to fight, which feels ridiculous, but you know, she's drunk and upset. She's also very badass and demonstrates why she's got such an amazing reputation. She dominates with only one finger. Curious, she asks him why he's so upset about this whole Hokage business, and he explains that his dream is to become Hokage, and she's reminded of her loved ones. She gets sad, and Naruto senses his opportunity. He decides to use the jutsu that Jiraiya has been teaching him and readies his attack. Tsunade recognizes what Naruto is doing, and she's surprised to see it. I suppose it is surprising that this genin is attempting such a high-level attack. And I guess I'll just have to wait to see what happens next. I'm very curious to see how all of this is going to resolve. Is Tsunade going to fix Orochimaru's arms? I know that he has a lot more to do, so his arms must get fixed somehow. We'll see what happens. I hope you liked this video as much as I enjoyed making it. I hope that you have a good day, a good week, a good 2025. I'm Kayla. See you in the next one. Bye!